Hey guys, cheers. Take a nice sip. How are we doing? Everyone trying to stay sane out there? I know we have a lot of crazy things happening in this world, especially if you're in the United States, and we got to clear that energy out of here. And I'm super disappointed in YouTube because I'm pretty sure just by me voicing some opinions in some past videos, they have flagged me because all of my last few videos have had a substantially lower amount of views and no new subscribers, which is just not on the normal. So if that's the case, YouTube, very disappointed in you because we should have freedom of speech. But anywho, let's clear that nasty ass energy out of here, right? Because nobody wants that. So take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. Good, another deep breath in. And exhale, release everything that no longer serves us. Palo Santo only allows positive energy in the space. So that's why we clear out all the old stuff. And then let's also do some sound healing because the gods and the goddesses know we all need it. Two more. And final one. All right, that's better. That is better, guys. Okay, so as promised, I told you guys I would do a tea leaf reading that correlated with my last two videos. So cheers to that. Let's just pull some extra cards and see if we can figure out anything else that's been going on for the collective. Okay, here we go. All right, so we have a lost opportunity, or somebody's definitely holding back and hesitant on making a choice here or taking some kind of risk. That does correlate with our last reading. Yeah, there's definitely a disagreement or a challenge here. Could just be tensions, could be some kind of competition, but for sure there's a conflict. I don't think that it's just an internal conflict, but it could be both internal and external, since we did have the Seven of Wands coming up too. So we definitely feel like all odds are against us, really. All right, in the past, somebody walked away from commitment. Like we could have had a harmonious ceremony, even a marriage or just like a homecoming of some kind. But there is a conflict here, a lack of support maybe, or just a breakdown in communication. And that led to this transition with the Four of Wands in reverse. That makes sense because we did have the World card come up, but it's like an ending of some cycle. The good news is we also had the Three of Pentacles show up in that placement. So there is some kind of reconciliation here. Are you coming together with the community? Maybe there's just a smaller personal celebration instead of something bigger. Yeah, again with the Fool at the bottom of the deck, but it's still in reverse. So somebody's holding back. There's a big indecision here. The Knight of Swords in the present position. Okay, so it's fast moving. Somebody's definitely driven to succeed. They're defending their beliefs. Very action-oriented card, ruled by Capricorn and Aquarius. But I'm still feeling here, we had multiple energies coming up. The last one was the Eight of Swords. So somebody's felt very defeated and kind of, I don't want to say kind of, it is a very victim mentality energy with the Eight of Swords here, where they are blinded and bound, surrounded by these swords. So they just felt like they weren't quite free to make some decisions and move towards action. Maybe because we were still dealing with the devil energy, there could have been some addiction or obsession on the more positive end of the spectrum. It could have just been that there's some sexual attraction here, because there's definitely a lot of abundance coming in. We had the Ace of Wands, business venture. So there's definitely something new, like a potential business project coming in, growth opportunities. But as far as with love, we're still dealing with some codependency and addiction issues. Could be on any end of the spectrum. So minor ones to heavier ones. And somebody just doesn't feel, maybe these are two parties or maybe they're the same party. Whoever is this Eight of Swords is definitely feeling stuck, like they can't, they're chained like the devil. They can't move forward towards what they really want to move towards, with this urge to create this new potential or whatever they're desiring. And the other person is very ambitious and action-oriented and driven towards this success and moving towards what they want. But one person is definitely still very stuck. Let's see here. Like one person wants to move in, but the other energy is just very much so still trapped. Ooh, and then we've got the Six of Swords in reverse. So someone's definitely going through a personal transition. There's resistance to change, a lot of it. That's definitely this person who's feeling stuck. It's like there's some unfinished business or emotional baggage here, because this is clarified over the Seven of Swords. So I was picking up on both kinds of energies previously, where it could be a trickery or some kind of lies and deceit, even thievery. This person is sneaking away with Five of the Swords. They couldn't carry all seven, so two of them are left behind. So there's still a sting that's left behind. But it's a good thing in the regard that they're taking the conflict away out of the situation. Probably because it's an avoidant situation, trickery, like they sneakily grabbed the swords and left quickly. So they took the baggage with them. That's not good for that person holding all of the baggage, but the other person was definitely left feeling the backlash of the two swords that were still left behind. So yeah, there's definitely some unfinished business here and some emotional baggage, as you can see, where those swords are stuck in the boat that's coming with them on this journey. It's usually a good transition of like leaving something behind and moving on and releasing baggage. But when it's in the reverse, like they're taking the baggage with them, which is not harmonious or healing. But the good news is the person who is left behind is healing. It's like two different energies. I feel bad for the person who's kind of stuck here in this tension. But that's the Knight of the Cups. So our What's at Hand card is the Knight of Cups. This is like a knight in shining armor coming through. Somebody following their heart with a proposal. It's usually like a Prince Charming coming through, telling you that they like what they see. It's not a full commitment since it's not a king energy, but it's definitely more than a crush because it's not a page. So this knight definitely has some romantic charm here and sees what they want and is going after it, which I do like that energy. Maybe that's the competition that's coming through and these tensions. You may have somebody coming in to propose something new, even though you're feeling hurt from this person who left you behind to heal. Although at least they took the baggage, the majority of the baggage with them. This was a very interesting read, you guys. This was interesting, but I like that somebody new is coming in, or I don't know. Is this person coming back? Let's see. Cheers to that. What do you guys want? You want that person to come back in? You want somebody new? Are you just over it? Are you coming in to rescue yourself? I feel you on that level, you guys. Okay, so one last little read here. We have the Knight of Cups in our What's at Hand. So somebody is coming in. I'm not quite sure if it's this new energy, but that could be the tensions of this competition and conflict that we were feeling previously when somebody left us behind and wanted to move forward because they walked away from this happily ever after that could have happened. But the Three of Pentacles was giving me the energy from the previous read that they could come back for some reconciliation. And we had the Three of Cups too. So both of those cards are my reconciliation cards. And you do have a business venture coming in. So there's all good news for your business and money. So that's nice. But we do have the Devil energy coming up for this date night and this Knight of Swords coming through. But underneath with the Eight of Swords, somebody's still feeling very stuck and hurting. Not quite there yet for healing. Great news is we have really good prosperous energy coming in. You're stepping into a leadership role with this business venture. We do have a possible pregnancy. It could be energetic or physical, but you have the High Priestess and the Pregnancy Fairy. So that's double whammy on the fertility. And you're a healer, or you're being healed, you're healing, which is a beautiful thing. Because this person who's represented by the Seven of Wands decided to move forward with this baggage on their own. And they took it with them on this boat ride with the Six of Swords. So from the Seven of Swords to the Six of Swords. Because remember, in the Seven of Swords depiction, they had to leave two behind. So that's why I was still feeling that the person who's healing from this, person who walked away, is still feeling kind of struck by this blades, two blades that were left behind. But then they move on to 6. So I feel like they took one more. Maybe you're only dealing with one major pain. Yeah. It's good. It's reducing. We had the 8 of Swords in the current position. Then you had the 7 of Swords, so it's like the healing is happening slowly. And then we ended with the 6 of Swords. So it's slowly, you know, taking its time, but on the very least, it is moving towards healing energy. Okay. So let's empty out the tea leaves. Last sip for good luck. I always separate the tea leaves so I don't drink them all. Okay, last opportunity to instill your energy into the cup. 3, 2, and 1. What do you have to tell the collective? What do you have to tell the collective? Spirit guides, angels, goddesses, gods. What does my viewer need to know? Hello, Faye. My fairy child showed up. This is Faye, my gorgeous baby. Say hi. I always like to let the, she knocked the camera a little bit. I like to let the tea sit for a moment so all of the tea leaves can move into their proper placement. Okay. All right. I don't see any travel. Maybe somebody's moving slow over here. My lipstick could be slowing them down. All right, a lot of healing energy since we have the majority of the leaves over the star. Heavy Pisces placement. Heavier Aries placement. What else? Yeah, no, nothing on Libra. I was going to say a little bit on Libra, but no, not a single leaf on Libra. What do we got here? Yellow flowers could be significant. And we've got a worm. We've got a worm trying to infiltrate this healing. I don't know, if we want to look at it on the brighter side, worms are really good for composting and adding nutrients to the soil for growth. So potentially what you thought could have been an annoyance or a pest, right? I feel like we view worms and bugs as pests you don't recognize, but you know, they were aiding in the growth and the healing process the entire time. So that could be said for that. Under Aries, somebody is figuring out their purpose, their passions. They're coming into a lot of abundance through that. Pisces, unfortunately, has a piece of coal. They're kind of feeling like a rock, feeling stuck, or like a rock in a hard place. They're stuck in the corner. All right, let's move on to the cup. Interesting. So as far as timeline goes, yes, there's definitely an opportunity here that showed up multiple times in our present placement. So we've got the heart key. We have a few leaves, about 3 leaves on the rim in the heart key placement. So I always think about the heart key as like a new start to a project or an opportunity, some kind of venture. And the cards in both the last reading and the few cards that I just pulled right now both spoke of a new opportunity coming in. So